Namaskaram everyone. Welcome to this new series. This is the first video of this series where we are going to develop the first part of our game, that is the character movements. We are going to use this Unreal Engine 5.4 for this entire game series. The reference is taken from Lyra's Locomotion system, so that's what we are going to implement. And this video is perfect for beginners or anyone who want to add advanced movement mechanics to their projects. Once you launch the Unreal Engine, it will open the project browser for you. So this is how it looks like. So there are some basic starter templates that Unreal provides to its users. Since our game is third person, we are going to select this one. And this template gives us a starting point with a character and some basic animations and some basic movements that are already set up. So just give your project a name. I'll give first third person game. So choose Blueprint. It allows you to code your game logics without actually writing a piece of code. So let's just go with this since it is beginner friendly. All right, so we are in the project. Now let's do a quick overview of what you are looking at. So at the top, you have this toolbar that has some quick actions that allows you to do certain stuff like saving whatever progress you have made so far in the building the game. Then there's a play button that allows you to play whatever you have built so far. Then there is some light settings that you can tweak and play around again. So we are not going to dive in each action for now. I'm just going to cover what is essential for us. Now if you press right click of your mouse and use WASD keys, you will be able to move quite fast and freely in this level that you have created. Now if you press Q and E, you can move up and down, and for WASD keys you can move around in the level. Okay, so this is a quick tip. So why I gave this is because if you drag by clicking the middle mouse button, it would be very difficult to, every time you just click and then move. So instead you can just use your mouse and use the keys to navigate and roam around the level. Okay, so now there are some quick actions. I would suggest you have a quick look on it. Try to play around, build some muscle memory in case you want to do that first. So there is the movement, rotation, scale, and selection. With this, you can select stuff, and movement you can move. Then there's rotation where you can rotate stuff, right? Then there is something called as scale. There are shortcuts assigned to them. Try to use them. Try to build some muscle memory. So now coming to the right side of our main editor, there is this outliner section where you will see the list of all the objects that you have placed in this level, or I must say in this viewport. Okay, if you select, you can see this item has been correctly referenced. If I select this, you can see it has been selected in the here in the right side. Then whenever you select something, you will see the properties in this details section. Now let's say I just want to scale this particular object in the horizontal direction. I can press and drag. If you have a precise value, you can place it like here, for example, like this. Okay, so if you know, and if you have some quite fixed values, you can directly place them here instead of dragging stuff. Then there are some different properties that you can tweak, but I would suggest to avoid that for now. Okay, that's the basic overview of this main editor that we see. Now, if you press Control Space, that's a shortcut to open the asset browser. Now, asset browser is the place where you will have all your game files. Okay, so this is something which we will be encountering and touching a lot. Okay, now let's talk about some two key concepts that I want you to know before we begin. Okay, and before introducing to those two concepts, I want you to hit this play button. Now if you just move your mouse, you can see your character can look around. If you press W, it moves forward. If you press D, it rotates automatically, and ASD to move in different directions. You can see the rotation is also happening automatically. Yeah, and these are the basic animations that Unreal provides you in this starter template. If you press space, you can jump. You can see the jump and the fall animation is there. See, so these are some free basic animation and actions that has been provided in this template for free. Now I want you to know that we are going to follow Lyra's locomotion system for our character movement. And if you remember, when we were creating the project, we selected the blueprint option. Now it's time to bring that into the picture. There are three tabs. One is viewport, another is a construction script, and then there is an event graph. So if you see the viewport, this is basically the 3D representation of your character. And in the left side, we have this components panel where you have lists of all the pieces that makes your character here. For example, this capsule, this mesh, yeah. We'll go in their functionalities as we proceed in the series. Then there are the details. There are also properties that you can tweak. Every time you select something, you can access their properties and tweak their values and whatever you want to do. So we'll interact with them whenever the situation demands. Now then, the second core thing that you should know is this event graph. So when I said you select blueprint instead of C++, this is how it looks like when you go for the blueprint approach. So basically, this is the place where your entire game logic is placed to control the gameplay behaviors. For example, you want to interact with something, you want to grab something, you want to shoot something, all those actions, game logics and behaviors and whatnot is uh, coded in this visual scripting language that Unreal provides under this event graph tab. Now I want you to have a look on another blueprint under the characters folder. Go into mannequins and go in animations. Okay, so let me delete this. Okay, so you can see that we have two animation blueprints of two different characters. This is again how you read it. ABP stands for Animation Blueprint of Manny. So this is a standard nomenclature or the typing casing that developers use. I would suggest you follow that so that you can understand whenever you try to explore some other projects or someone else try to explore your own. So you should always have a common ground. So these small things allows you to find some you know uh, chemistry in terms of development and developing the logics and files and structures. Now if you double click on it, let's say ABP Queen, you can see, or let's just select ABP Many instead, you can see there is again these two tabs. So event graph is for placing your logics and anim graph is for handling the animations, state and their transitions. So when I say state and transition, right now you can see in the left side this guy is in idle state, so it is playing the idle animation repeatedly. Now if I press W in my gameplay mode, you can see this idle animation has been it's transitioning to this running animation. Okay, so you can see it just starts running and then it keeps running till I don't release the W key. Now if I press escape, I can come out, click on this. You can see you have two states in the locomotion. First is idle, another is walk and run. So idle is the default state that your character will be in because it is connected with N3. If you want to transition from one state to another, you always have conditions. Okay, all right, so that is about the anim graph and the event graph. Okay, we are going to build this entire movement and all that from scratch. Okay, I think that's it for this video. I'll see you in the next video. So I would suggest, meanwhile, you try out the basic quick actions that you see in your viewport. Play around, try to move certain stuff, add, scale, rotate, build some muscle memory. Try to explore the two blueprint classes I told you about in this video. And in the next video we are going to build the movement of our character and integrate the animations, and we'll code the logic. All right, so see you in the next video. Stay tuned, do subscribe to the channel, and let me know if you have any questions.